I did prepare this ahead of time. And I'm just going to read it. I'm just at my wit's end. The deficit of $1.2 million in the Dracut Public Schools that was described this evening by Superintendent Stone is a very real one. There is a recognized revenue problem, not a spending problem for the Dracut Public Schools. If no action is taken to resolve the lack of revenues to appropriately fund the schools, the Dracut School Committee and the Superintendent of Schools will be overseeing the dismantling of our public schools as we know them. Votes were taken tonight by the school committee that were unbelievably difficult. And I need to clarify that. The votes will be taken at our next meeting. We anticipated the votes would be taken tonight. Some of those discussions that we had tonight were the increasing of fees, no, actually the doubling of fees to students for their participation on athletic teams that represent our town. Also asking students to pay a parking fee at Dracut High School. Votes or discussion to begin charging elementary students to ride the school bus. Increasing the cost of school lunches. Increasing the fee for elementary chorus participation. None of this discussion was taken because the school committee wants to increase fees. It is because we have to. This is so wrong in a community where schools never had to charge fees in the distant past. Students living in the vicinity of the school they attended walked to school because they wanted to, or it was easier on the working parents. Dracut has had a proud history of coming together and supporting so many individuals when faced with a personal crisis, such as a tragic fire, serious injury, or untimely death. Your Dracut Public Schools are in a crisis right now. In the last few months, 3 possible revenue strategies have been informally presented to or suggested by the town manager. None of the 3 were apparently palatable to the Board of Selectmen. An override or debt exclusion, not considered due to the previous failed attempt in 2013, a long-term debt restructuring, suggested by Mr. Duggan, and a reduction or elimination of the Community Preservation Act, as suggested by School Committee member Matt Sheehan. No other ideas have come forth to solve this community issue. I have made it my mission to do what I can do as I close out my time on the Dracut School Committee to propose a solution. I will be submitting a warrant article for the June 1st town meeting to put into place a solid waste removal and recycling fee. After much research, it has been determined that the fee would be $175 annually for each residence, meaning home, not resident, that currently receives this service. The latest available data show that there are 10,372 such residences, homes, in Dracut. Businesses and condominium complexes that currently do not have a town solid waste removal will not be impacted in any way. They will continue to pay privately to haul their trash. The fee of $175 annually will be less than $3.40 per week to remove the 21.5 million pounds of trash collected annually from Dracut homes. And if I was greedy, I would write the warrant article to focus solely on the plight of the Dracut Public Schools. But I live in this community and have nearly my entire life. I watch Board of Selectmen's meetings and listen to the weekly updates and pleas of the Dracut Police and Dracut Fire Departments and their undermanding of public safety shifts that puts all residents at risk. I also believe that the DPW could use help in their funding. After this winter, the repairs will be extraordinary and needs increasing. Let tonight begin the campaign to approve a reasonable solid waste removal fee for the town of Dracut. I don't expect to get the support of the Board of Selectmen. This will need to be a grassroots effort by residents of this community who care about the quality of life, care about public safety efforts, and most importantly, in my eyes, care about our school children. That's all I have to say about tonight's action and what we need to do going forward. We cannot continue to move in this direction. We're going backwards. We're dismantling the schools. It is so unfair to those students who still remain. We're losing students. And whenever a student leaves, it's almost $11,000. Is that correct, Superintendent? So, and some people will leave if we introduce these fees. A $200 fee is just too much to bear. They're going to leave. And with them goes $10,880 some odd dollars. Move to adjourn.
Just for clarity, CPC was back in 2013.